Konnichiwa. Boku no namae wa Yohan desu. Hajimemashite. That's it, that's all I had for you in Japanese. But why am I speaking to you in Japanese in the first place? You've probably noticed that when YT launches a new bike, they seek design ideas and campaign concepts wherever they can find them. The Capra was introduced by the Goatman, the Jeffsy was Christopher Walken's new best friend, and the Decoy went duck hunting with Vinnie Jones. In the case of the all-new IZZO, which was to be a pure trail bike, they looked to the land of the rising sun and found inspiration with the Samurai. The katana sword, with its sleek line and deadly precision, proved to be a great foundation to build the new trail bike concept on, which explains why you've been seeing manga teasers and ads for a few days by now. So what is the IZZO all about then? Let's dive in and find out. Last time YT tried to make a trail bike, they kind of failed at the whole trail thing. The Jeffsy turned out to be more of a mini enduro bike than anything else, despite offering decent pedaling capabilities and lightweight. For proof, the whole Jeffsy range has been bumped to 150 or 160 millimeters of travel for 2020, leaving a gap at the lower end of the travel scale. Enter the IZZO. Key numbers: 130 millimeters of travel front and rear, 29-inch wheels, 66-degree head angle, and just over 12 kilos for a size small in the Pro Race version. Aha, I hear you say. What if I just put a longer fork, beefier tires? Stop right there. Remember how we said this is YT's first trail bike? Well, they've really gone and made a trail bike this time. But before we get into what the IZZO is, let's get into what the IZZO is not. It looks like a bicycle? The internet will say it looks like a Session, or maybe a Mondraker top line right here. But in truth, it looks like itself. You will notice the vertical shock, which is a first for YT. Leaves plenty of room for a big water bottle. YT made a smuggler. Gotcha. Stir Fox 36 on the IZZO? Minions? Nope. But why is there no piggyback on the shock? You're not really paying attention, are you? Not only is there no piggyback on the shock, there's a remote grip twist lockout on the handlebar. Now are you getting the picture? Okay, but it still needs a longer fork, stronger wheels, a DD casing, better brakes. Okay then, so what is the IZZO? The IZZO is made for anybody who loves to pedal, who likes to mix it up in varied terrain, who loves to go fast on a poppy bike. If you like to hunt for comms on the way up and still enjoy yourself on the way back down, this one could be for you. That all-day alpine adventure with thousands of feet of climbing, epic views and rowdy trails? Perfect. Flowy single track, where warp speed is just an extra pedal stroke away? Yep, that's the one. Here are the 5 key things you need to know about the IZZO. The IZZO only comes in carbon at this point. With builds starting out at $3,000, YT feels that this market is particularly concerned with weight and that it will be willing to pay for a lighter frame. Note that the frame has undergone the same in-house durability tests as other bikes in the range. The geometry is modern, with a 66-degree head angle and generous reach numbers across the 5 sizes. The seat tube is slightly taller than on the Jeffsy, which makes sense for a trail bike. Note that you may not be able to fit a super long dropper if you opt to size up. The chainstays are short and come in 2 different lengths depending on the frame size. There's a flip chip to drop the BB and slacken the angles by ½ degree. The build kits are all based around a Fox 34 DPS suspension package with 12-speed SRAM shifting and 4-pot G2 brakes. DT Swiss provides the wheels, while the Maxxis Forecasters have EXO casing to deal with a little extra abuse. We tested the top-of-the-line Pro Race, which has all the bells and whistles. Note that there is also a special launch edition with AXS parts and a one-off paint job, available in only 150 pieces worldwide. Better hurry up if you want one of those. The frame is full of nice little details, from the cable routing to the addition of a small bolt to secure the top end of the chainstay protector. YT has taken another step forward when it comes to the general level of construction of the frame. With the vertical shock, the frame gains a lot of space for your water bottle. There are also 2 additional bosses under the top tube, presumably to mount a toolkit or some other frame-mounted accessory. Nope, a second water bottle will not fit. With the current pandemic situation shutting down the traditional press camp, we were sent a bike to test just a few days before this launch. Note that current government restrictions regarding workplace and social distancing were adhered to in the making of this video. Hopping on the IZZO for the first time, it didn't take long for us to realize that this is indeed a pure trail bike. Pedal input is met with immediate acceleration, and that's before you consider locking out the shock. Pedal bob is minimal, And there's a feeling of efficiency to the whole package that really sets it apart from even the best pedaling all-mountain bikes out there. The seated position is comfortable and dynamic, thanks to the steep seat tube and generous reach. Going up is not the chore it usually is, and we surprised ourselves climbing steeper sections in taller gears than with any of the other bikes we usually ride here at Vital. The same pleasant surprise awaits when the trail levels out. Mash the pedals and you're rewarded with instant speed. Lock out the shock and you're pretty much on a hardtail. Those flatter sections of trail really come alive with the IZZO, and it's a nice feeling to know that speed is just a few pedal strokes away at any point in the ride. When the trail starts to point down the hill, the IZZO carries all that speed into the fun sections. The bike is poppy and playful, reacting instantly to rider input and going where you tell it to go. The suspension is tight, but not uncomfortable, and the bike feels very solid and quiet. It doesn't sag as much as an all-mountain bike, which leaves you feeling like you sit a bit taller on the trail, and the 760mm bars may feel narrow to you if you're used to something wider, but we started feeling more confident after just a few hours in the saddle. Blasting turns and pumping the little bonus hits is so much more rewarding when it takes less effort, and that's really our main takeaway after the first few rides. Enduro bikes are fun when it gets rowdy, but paring down the suspension travel has a lot of merit too. Many of those burlier lines will still be on with the IZZO, but you'll need to be picking your way through them rather than plowing straight through. Speed and pedal power versus monster trucking the chunk, that's exactly the trade-off that Whitey's designer are proposing with the IZZO, and they've stuck with their idea all the way to the finish line. Note that we have yet to drop the flip chip into the slacker setting. We'll keep testing and get back to you on that one. To conclude this first look, the IZZO is a departure from anything that Whitey has previously made. Rather than give in to temptation and overspec this frame, the bike as a whole is dedicated to what it was originally designed for. Go fast and have fun, up, down, and across. And at that little game, this bike excels. Are we going to overspec ours? Yeah, maybe a wider riser bar and a beefier front tire, just for testing, you know? We're going to hold on to it for a couple of months, so make sure you check back in and catch our full review at some point down the line. In the meantime, you can head over to vitalmtb.com or whiteyindustries.com for more information. For now, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this first look at Whitey's new trail bike. As always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And until next time, happy trails and arigato.